making a bar up that I can put all my live centres and chuck centres in. G'day, Steve here, Woodworking Masterclass. Got a really simple, quick project that might help you tidy up your workshop a little bit. I've been on this gig the last couple of weeks of getting things tidy. I had half a dozen 4-litre ice cream containers full of nuts and bolts and screws and washers and Allen keys and what have you that I've been collecting over the last, 4 or 5 years. And it took me 2 days, but now they're all organised, they're sorted, they're in boxes and they're away. And I find, I know this sounds like hypocrisy because I've been so messy nearly all my life, but getting order really helps me be more productive and encourages me to keep the workshop tidy. So what I'm doing today in this shed is for the wood turning shed, and it's making a bar up that I can put all my live centres and chuck centres in and have them above the lathe, because at the moment they're on a wall that's opposite the lathe, and if I've got to change drive chuck or live centre, I've got to turn around, go over to the wall, and invariably I'll pull the one out, chuck it on the bench, grab the other one, put it in, that ends up on the bench too. So what I've thought, I'm just making a very simple shelf that's going to go, I've put a sanding board up, which when I've done this, we'll go and fit it and you'll see what other, I'd like to say improvements I've done to the wood turning shed, and I don't know, might inspire you to do something too. So what I've done, I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, hang on, 8, 10, 8, 4, 8, 9, 10 things. So I don't know whether or not I should do a couple of spare ones just in case. I might do that. That comes in at 500 mil. So I might leave a little bit extra here. I might take this to 600 mil. And we'll see how that goes. So what I've done, I've laid all these out, as you can see. And now with a pencil, if I can find one. See, organised. I've even got them in the jar behind me. I'm just marking where they have to go, because they're not going to be equidistant because the barrels are bigger on some than the other. Actually, I'll put another one on there. What I will do is get a centre punch. Just as I'm thinking, this is it. I'll have a centre punch there, and that can go there. All right. So I've made it so the width of this timber is wider than the widest bit I've got in there. I mean, this is an overkill, but it's a 1 to 16 mil drill chuck. So that can go there, and then the smallest one I've got is a dead drive or a dead centre there, which I use for different things. So having done that, now all I've got to do is get a square. I'm just going to carry those down. Everything I've got there is a number 2 Morse taper, so I can drill the same size hole for everything except for my Tommy bar and my punch. Now this one I'm not going to drill all the way through because it's cylindrical, it'll fall through the hole. All these others got a number 2 taper, so if I do a hole to about that size there, it'll fall through, but it won't fall through completely. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now it's going to come out 100 there. So I'll draw. I'm not drilling anything there. This can just be a platform or whatever for me to put a, I don't know, measuring tape or something on. So now I just want to get the centre of this, and you can measure it, but the more you have a shot at getting it by your eye, the better you're going to be. So I'll put a mark there and a mark there, and they actually do line up. So I scored dead centre. So this I'm going to leave. This I'll put a mark. Here I'll put a mark. And there. Okay. These two I won't do, but these ones where I've put the mark, I'll put a centre punch in. These ones I'll put a centre punch in, but I won't drill those. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do a test drill at 5/8 on the end here, and we'll just see how we go from there. Okay, so that's the 5/8 hole, and that's a little bit too small, I'm thinking. I found an 18mm, so we'll try an 18mm. Okay, that fits in there nicely. Alright, so there's the clue. If you want to... Aha! There's another clue. So all except that dead centre can go into an 18mm. The dead centre, I'm going to have to drill a 16mm or 5/8 for that, and these two I'll work out at a later stage. So at the moment, this last one here will be those two. This one will be a 5/8, so all these other ones I'm going to drill with that 18mm. Okay, so now I've got a slightly enlarged 10mm hole from a Tommy bar. That's a closed off 1/2 inch for my punch to sit in so it doesn't drop through. And then the rest of them should take all my drives. Let's see how we go. And there you go, an organiser to sit in front of the lathe. So I might just round it over and cut it and give it a bit of a sand, and we'll go and fit it. Okay, now this is where I want to mount it. I can screw that straight into there, there and there. So all I've got to do is get some nice long screws, which I've got over here. I know because I sorted my screws out. That's what I was saying about earlier on. If you get organised, it's amazing how much work you can do. So I'm going to have to counterbore it. Oh, about 1/2 inch. So it'll go straight through here and into that sand hole that I've got. Then we'll go back down the drill press. Now I've marked that. And drill the holes. Come back, might even put a little coat of oil on it or something. And then we can screw that straight into there. And we are in business. Alright, put a little bit of oil on it. Don't have to, and I guess if I wasn't making a video out of it, I wouldn't have done it. But it just makes the timber pop a little bit. And there you go. We'll go and fit it and put all the bits in there. I've got to tell you, it is blistering hot out there. It really is. It's got to be over 40 degrees. But I've got the air conditioner on in both sheds, so I'm comfortable. All right. And that is not going anywhere. You'll notice I've got a different chuck in there than I was going to put in there. The reason being the chuck fell out of the drill press while I was using it, and I thought, oh, I might as well leave a keyless chuck in there because I much prefer keyless chucks. So I'm going to have to order another chuck, but it's all good. So now I've got everything there at my fingertips, and just as easy to do this. Put that there, grab that, and I'm not going over to the other wall over here, which is nearly all metalworking stuff, and then having to pick up chucks and live centers, dead centers, whatever, drill bits. So it's all nice and handy. While I'm working, I've got the tools there. Yes, my chucks are still over there on the wall, but that's for another day. These are the chisels I use the most. That's why they're in front of me, because generally I'm just using a skew, roughing gouge and a bowl gouge, occasionally a scraper and a parting tool. This is another addition I've put on for sandpaper, because I was going down to the big lathe that I have to get the sandpaper. But now, having it all in one station makes a heck of a difference. Makes my life easier too. Well, anyway, that's it. Just a really quick project that might improve your woodworking, tidy your shed up, I don't know. It's definitely made me happier. So, this is Steve, pulling the shed drill down, saying remember to keep it sharp. But more importantly, keep it safe, look after yourself, be kind to each other. Stay creative, stay busy, and I look forward to having your company in one of the workshops again very, very soon. Till then, God bless. Bye for now.